G'day my friends and welcome to Marty's Garden. We've got another vlog for you today. This is pretty exciting because what we're going to do is we're going to actually be filling back up the Hungry Bin worm farm. Getting it restarted, repopulated and on its way. And it's just over here ready to go back into its winter position. Now, just to give you an update also on the chickens, because the chickens just arrived recently and they did a bit of a walk around in the yard here and they weren't as destructive as other chickens that I've had. They're really placid, these guys. I think they haven't really learnt how to feed in the wild yet. But we'll head over and check them out and see how they're going over here. Now, I made a big pile of dirt. This was like a big cone and it took them a day to spread that out. So how are the chickens going there, Karen?
They're all good.
What have they been up to?
Just digging around, walking around and hunting spiders.
Yeah, they found some spiders?
Yeah.
So they're learning how to get the wild foods. And they're obviously getting lots of compost worms and little microbes and different things out of here. Wow, that's really cool. All right, I'm going to move to the next spot because we're going to be filling up the worm farm, Hungry Bin.
Yeah.
You do it. Do the the sh. So this nearly finished compost over here on the pile is going to be going into the Hungry Bin. We've got a mix of really old cocoa peat mixed in with worm castings, and it's been blended with coffee and been broken down, and it's lots and lots of worms in there, and I'm stoked to get them firing up and back into the Hungry Bin, into its favourite spot where it performed the best last winter.
He got down on one knee, 11, 12, 11, and her tears welled up, and her heart jumped to heaven. It was supposed to rain, but there's clear skies today. She was a rare gem, Romanian descent. He was a good man, gave her every compliment she deserved. Yeah, he treated her like a queen. He said, come with me, my darling beauty. Let's spend our lives together, and I love you always, through every beaches and sunshine cities. Moonlight I will.
Alright, so I filled up the Hungry Bin with the compost. Now this is compost that's been sitting for quite some time and being turned over. It was old cocoa peat mixed with coffee from the cafe. So the old coffee that's coming out of there, that's got a lot of nitrogen in it. It heats it up. It's also got a lot of minerals and things in it, and it helps that system break down and heat up fast, much faster than it normally would if it was just sitting on its own. Now there was a lot of old root mass and everything all through this, so it's perfect for worms. So I waited until my worms in the windrow started to move through it, and then gone, okay, it's ready to go into the Hungry Bin and other worm farms because they're feeding on that system. Now I had some trouble with my Hungry Bin recently when I brought it into the worm cave, which is now becoming the studio. I used compost that hadn't broken down properly. It hadn't gone through the full process which I thought it had. And being such a big worm farm, it was getting hot. And some of the material was like heating up and getting like funky, and the worms didn't like it and they were trying to escape, and they're all up around the lid and everything like that. And I'd had a couple of goes at it. I still didn't get it right. So I poured the whole lot out into the windrows outside to get going. And that way they could also breed up in there, and then I could refill the Hungry Bin up when it was ready to go again into the winter time, which, like, we're in the middle of autumn here where I am, and it loves that spot because it gets a little bit of morning sun. It's out of the shell, so it's out of the rain, anything like that. And it's a good system there, and it's not too far away from the windrows and the other worm farms. So if there's anything escapes, they'll move into the garden, or they'll move around to where the other windrows and worm farms are. So there's more chance of success in building up stocks. So I'm really stoked about that. Now, The hungry bin is a funny worm farm. I have this love-hate relationship with it. I don't like some of the things where it actually gets really hard to get the castings down below. So if you've got a bad back or a sore neck, mightn't be for you. Elderly, I would say not so much. If it's something you want to wheel around all the time, it's too heavy when it's full. It needs a nice permanent position, and it will then produce, it breeds a lot of worms, and it does make a compost for you. So, and it does recycle material. So it does everything that it says it's going to do. And it's probably one of the biggest worm farms that you can buy out there online. So, look, I've kept mine. I haven't sold it or given it away. I actually quite like it. As I said, I've just got this love-hate relationship with that type of worm farm. But it's doing the job, and it's going to be a great way to keep my stocks up for the chickens, because I've got this chicken area that's going to be doing the composting, and that's really exciting, guys. That's really exciting. So if you're enjoying the show, give us that big thumbs up. Before you head off, please subscribe to any videos. Well, more videos are coming up. I should say any videos, because I've got 616, this might be 618 now, this one, videos on my channel all related to small space gardening, growing microgreens, micro farming, lots of really cool stuff. And now that I've got the chickens and we're setting up the chicken area and that composting area, you wait to see the compost that's coming out of there and the worm castings and the worms that I'm going to breed in that zone. It's absolutely just gonna rock. All right, let's bring on some music. Ticking the tunes. Right. Thumbs up, comment down below, questions before I go. Bye for now.
Looking tired but feeling strong, all the swords of Avalon. Although my heart is heavy, my love is steady. Firing, you'll be my silver lining. Hit me like a lightning strike. No hand ever felt so right.